guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
The Clove-Hitch Killer.
Believe it or not, it's just me.
You can't control what pops into your head, right?
There's a movie that came out last year called My Friend Dahmer, and it was supposed to be what it was like being close to Dahmer when he was a young kid or whatever. And that movie sucked. But in this movie, it kind of plays with the same idea. Dylan McDermott's like a cool dude. Like he's like by definition a cool motherfucker. But in this movie, he plays this nerdy like dad joke, like awkward talk with dad.
But I kind of like want to be his friend. Like I still want to be his son. He's like, hey, don't tell your mom. Here's a cherry soda.
He's this Boy Scout dad, this all-American, like, normal dude. He's kind of weird, but normal dude for the most part in this small town, and where these Clove-Hitch killings have taken place. This town's been terrorized, and it's a small town in Kentucky.
It's crazy, I know.
But it's a small town in Kentucky.
We got secrets.
Where this town's been terrorized for years by this serial killer, who was a very, and we'll get into that later, but BTK type serial killer. The bind, torture, kill thing. He would use rope. He would tie victims up. He would kill them. He would strangle them. All that shit like that.
I thought it was stood for basketball, kickball, and tennis.
But this killer mysteriously stops, and he hasn't killed in 10 years, but he's never been caught. He's called the Clove-Hitch Killer. And this kid takes his girlfriend out on a date, and they find, well, he's trying to make out with her, and she finds this picture buried in a truck, because he stole his dad's truck.
Yeah, first off, he tries to claim the truck's his, which any kid would do. They're like, it's my truck, my parents got me this truck. And the picture, by the way, it's like the worst thing ever. The first date, and your fucking date somehow goes to your goddamn phone and goes to Google to look up something, and it says chicks with dicks. You're like, what?
That's how it happened today.
I don't know what happened. I loaned it to my preacher. I am so offended.
Not only that, but they're in this weird Christian community where they all go to church together.
It's the worst thing ever. It's so Kentuckian.
Very judgmental. It's very Kentuckian, and there's a small town and very judgmental. And she starts to tell everybody that, because she's like, after she finds the picture, she's like, "Isn't this your truck? Why is this girl got a ball gag in her mouth and she's like hanging from a rope?" And he's like, "I really don't know what the fuck that is."
Awkward. I was like,
one time,
just admit it. Just say you're getting help.
Early in my wife and I's relationship, at my parents' house.
Oh.
Yeah, at my parents' house, she reaches behind my tiny bed and pulls out this pair of panties, and it says Tuesday on it. And I swear to God,
on a Tuesday,
truly don't know where the fuck they came from. Never seen him in my life.
Your mom.
Could have been fucking anywhere.
That's so gross.
But it was weird. Dude. I was like, no, I swear to God, I'm dead serious. That's not mine. But I wore them last Tuesday.
That's like how I feel if a girl finds out that I have a bunch of comic books that I used to collect. But anyway, yeah, it is a very awkward moment.
Yeah, she finds that and she's like, "Kid, you just take me home." So he takes her home, but then she tells everybody.
I want to make out.
So they're all like, "Oh, look, there's pervert, there's weirdo over there," and you feel terrible for this kid. But that leads him to go into his dad's garage one day, or like this little shed in the back, and he finds some stuff that would lead him to believe that S&M magazines and shit like that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Some naughty stuff in there.
This is not happening.
But he also finds a picture that leads him to start to suspect that maybe is my dad this killer. So he starts to investigate. He runs into a girl that's like obsessed with true crime, that's really been trying to find out who this Clove-Hitch killer is. And they start to investigate it together, and as the movie goes along, you find out more about the dad, you find out more about the kid, and it all ties into this movie. We'll leave it at that to be spoiler free, but it's a fantastic fucking serial killer movie with a great performance by Dylan McDermott.
Again, it goes to show that Dylan McDermott is extremely underrated in Hollywood, along with Matt Dillon, as a matter of fact. We just did the House that Jack built as well, the review.
Two really good serial killer movies.
Yeah, they're amazing actors. They're without a doubt some of the best actors around.
And so handsome.
And they're good looking guys.
Just so handsome.
Even that fucking Ned Flanders thing that he's got going on, looking good as shit.
Every time he loads something, he's like, ugh, my back.
They really buy into their role. You can tell that they enjoy acting. They enjoy it for what it is, and they're really digging the scenery, they're digging the atmosphere, they're digging the character. I mean, I don't know, that sounds weird, but I mean, they do. I mean, even though they're serial killers, but they're taking their craft seriously. Dylan McDermott, dude, I loved him in American Horror Story. I think the first season of American Horror Story was the best because Dylan McDermott was so amazing in it. Dylan McDermott was great in The Campaign, even as the jokey shadows. Everything that Dylan McDermott has done, I've never been disappointed with, and in this, I think it stretches him to a point that he's never gone before, and I think it's amazing the way that he's able to act and portray that character, again, just as well as Matt Dillon did. And the fact that the kid dealing with all this revelation and dealing with in the moment, like, imagine if you fucking found out that your kind of weird, awkward, nerdy dad is the worst fucking killer in history, and you got to deal with that whole shit. Be like, well, now that I'm awesome, do you want to make out? the whole like chokehold that the Christianity like aspect of it, like, you know, nothing against religion or whatever, but like where we're from, I went to a private school that was full on that. It's very like a cult mentality. It's like, you know, there's one scene specific when they see that one weird chick that's hanging out and she's just writing in her notes, and this noodle-haired fucking bitch boy guy friend of the main kid comes over. He's like, should we call the police? She's over there looking at us. We should pray for her. Convert her! Yeah, I was like, I want to punch you in the fucking throat and eyeball. But yeah, you know, I don't like that guy at all. But it really did strike a true chord with me just because of where we're from. Like, if you're outside the norm at all, if you like horror movies or if you like certain weird things or if you like comic books or something,
porno.
But that's okay. Jack your meat off. You're considered a goddamn devil by mainstream churches around here, and they will hunt you down with fucking pitchforks
going to Applebee's with hair gel in. You're cooked, my friend.
Neighborhood bar and grill.
Cooked.
Ain't no place for no bitches like you.
My wife told me that the other day. She was like, rednecks seem to really fucking hate you. I'm like, I don't know why. They
Every
just
time,
do.
if one of us go separate into Applebee's or Fridays or something around here, it's one thing. It's still bad enough, and we get a lot of hate looks. Both of us together, like, I don't know if I want to fucking kill them or fuck them.
Are they sucking each other's dicks?
I want to watch it, then I'm going to kill them.
Oh, those are just chicken wings.
Yeah. And by the way, there is one specific scene, because, I mean, as much as you are supposed to be against Dylan McDermott, I don't know, I was doing the Power Ranger. I was morphing. I was rooting for him in some way. I was like, please don't be it. Please don't be it.
Yeah.
And then when something happens, though, like when one specific scene happens, you're like, holy shit. I'm like, I feel like at the trailer of Glass, like, what have you done, Elijah? But dude, overall, I'm going to give the movie a fucking 9.0. I really fucking like this movie a lot. And it really gives a good example of the Christian values and purpose that the Boy Scouts have for America.
I give the movie an 8. I liked it a lot. There's very, very, very subtle serial killer elements to this, and it's a lot in the vein of the BTK killer. Because with the BTK killer, he was a family man. Like, nobody had any idea this was coming. It was completely secretive. And this movie is genius in the way the nuances happen. Like, there's a point in the film where there's something he's keeping kind of as keepsakes, because it's been 10 years since the killer's done anything.
Right.
And he's been keeping this, and then they get rid of it for one reason or another, but then that sends him into like a frenzy, because that little box of remembrance, because like, you know, serial killers, like they'll get hard and fucking jerk off thinking about the shit that they did and stuff like that, but once those items are gone, he can't get it up anymore, so he feels the need to go out and do it again. There's really deep psyche portraits into serial killers that the movie, they're very nuanced, but it's really, really, really done well. I don't know why nobody's talking about this movie. There's not a lot of killing in it. There's not a lot of horror in the movie whatsoever. But it's just really about what it would be like possibly living with a serial killer, and not just a serial killer, but a sexual deviant fucking crazy serial killer. But it's very much BTK.
But so believing in the idea of family at the same time, and like completely buying into the hey home, let me mow your lawn.
Yeah.
Like, he goes, how you doing, neighbor? I'm doing good. How's your wife and kids? Good. I'm gonna murder her later. Okay, mowing the lawn. It felt like it's so like weird, like awkward weird, but like in a good way. It's done like, because you see the stark contrast between what he is in his normal day, everyday life, like in the sun, and then what he actually really is underneath the surface. And I think that they're able to portray those layers really well, like Shrek said, onions.
Which is,
got to peel it back, feel good.
It's something that serial killers get off on too. Part of the game for serial killers is faking everybody out to make them think they're normal. Like,
are you ready for the game?
They get off on that shit. There are some like seriously fucking awkward conversations in this movie, like when certain things come to light and you've got a character who's been completely this entire movie have to explain all this fucked up shit that's going on. It's so uncomfortable and crazy. It's fucking like, oh my god, how are you gonna explain this?
It's sort of like when you're 2 hours late to work and your boss is like, what's going on? And you're on your way to work 2 hours late because you're hungover and you came up with nothing when you got there to like what your excuse was, and she's like, why are you late? You're like, because there was like a friggin' explosion under the sewer pipe and they caused the roads to erupt and I had to wait.
But why do you have booby tassels on?
Because there was strippers that.
Why is there cum on your pants?
That's not mine. That was somebody that ejaculated early because they
blood
were
on your mouth?
Nope, not mine.
All the actors are good in the movie.
They're all good. Even the mother. The mother's actually really.
Oh, I hated her though.
But she's really good though.
He'd be like, "Mom, I farted." She'd be like, "That's the devil's juice."
The one. He goes, "Your dad farted me fast." But
It's like, bitch, if you knew what was going on under your own roof.
why did you make me bean burritos? But yeah, at the end of the day, fucking 9.0 for me, 8.0 for Mike. What did you guys
Smother me
think?
in
If you guys have
gravy.
seen it, if you guys haven't seen it, definitely check it out. No spoilers below. Don't want anybody to be ruined by it. It's not. Don't be ruined.
You dirty old man.
Let's keep that spoiler free for the other people, the uninitiated, to be initiated into this blood and fire.
It's on rent right now, video on demand on all those platforms. but-
$6.99.
Sure, it should be on. Yeah, but it's a movie ticket.
Yeah.
You know, it's a movie ticket from home. So love your fucking faces. If you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button and get some goddamn wham up in you.
I swear to God, dude, I'd be the worst fucking serial killer with those little knot things because I'd be like, I don't know how to.
You be
It's like, you loop it and then you swoop it.